Good evening, everyone. I am CA Pooja Shah, and on behalf of JK Shah classes, I extend a warm welcome to all of you all. Some parents also might be viewing this webinar. To them, I say, thank you very much, parents, for taking some time out of your busy schedules and joining us here. Students, we are inching very close to the exam. We are only 1 month away from it, and it is extremely crucial as to what we do in this 1 month and how we strategize this 1 month. This forms up our agenda for today's webinar. We have with us Professor J.K. Shah himself to hold our hands firmly and take us to the finish line. I request J.K. sir to take charge of this webinar.
Hello students and my dear parents. Thank you so much for sparing your time today. I know all students must be passing through tense moments because the exam, the D-Day we call it, is a few days away, just little more than a month. And this is the time when all students are wondering as to how you now spend these days to ensure that you pass the exam. Our today's webinar is precisely to address this issue. I have been speaking with you people since past few months during pandemic. This could be, I think, third or fourth time that I've been speaking with you. And I hope in past, you exactly did what I had told you to do. Now, friends, last few days remaining, so naturally, the main question is how to use this most invaluable time of your life. And to answer this question, we need to raise a few more questions. One, how exactly you study? Two, what you study? Three, how you do time management, that is when you study. Four, what exactly JKSC now will do for you people. And the last, all throughout, now onwards up to the end of exam, what should be your mental attitude? So these are the questions. Let us answer one by one. We will try to keep this webinar as precise and short as possible, but without compromising the basic objective. I say short and precise because, as I told you already once, your time now is most invaluable. So, first, I presume that since it is almost about to be end of September, I am sure all of you must have watched all the videos that we uploaded of all different subjects. You must have appeared for whichever test we conducted. The test series was for JKC students separate. It was also for all India non-JKC students also, which was offered completely complimentary. Then we used to hold doubt solving sessions. Even the test papers that we kept discussion on those papers and doubt solving. I hope and believe that you took advantage of all these facilities so far. When I say how to study, I don't think I need to tell you at this time now how to start studying, because as I told you, I hope and believe your study twice must have been over. Once while watching all subject videos of JK Shah classes. And two, I had told you on a day-to-day basis, you revise everything. I'm sure you must have revised it also. With that, your substantial study is over. Now, it is like concluding part of your study. So, I'm sure you all must have kept a separate notebook for each and every subject, writing down all vital points, subject-wise, chapter-wise, highlighting the things where you went wrong or the concepts which were very good and very strong. So now is practically revision time. But as you start revising, friends, again, the stages where you go wrong, please make marking, write those things in your book again. As you solve practical questions, whichever mistakes you make, highlight those mistakes, write the concept in your own words so that you do not make these mistakes in the exam. Also, you do not have time now to solve all the questions. So at random, whichever questions were good ones, please go through them, close your eyes, think of solution. If it matches with the solution that you have, fine. If it does not, it means somewhere you are making mistake. Solve that question and write down that point. As far as theory subjects are concerned, like accounting standards in two accounts papers, auditing, GST, in income tax also they ask theory, in costing also they ask, audit, ITSM, economics, complete theory. Even in FM there is theory. And I have always been telling you, you should have writing practice. Whereas now you cannot write everything. At least try to write down a few answers to some good questions so that you get much needed writing practice. And there, write proper heading, highlight the important words to attract the attention of your paper checker. And there also, if you miss out some points, which are vital ones, please note down those points in your book. So the book that you are maintaining already, plus what you add to those things now, would become your lifeline, because you have 8 papers, around 6.5 to 7,000 pages to go through. It is humanly impossible to do everything now, nor you need to do, because there is revision. It's like trailer of a movie. And therefore, only the vital things must be brought to your attention, and those things will be brought to your attention by that notebook that you are keeping, where all vital points you are writing. So keep writing those things. I repeat, every time you go wrong, write down that point in the book. You go right, but there is a good concept, write down that point. Some important formulas are there, write down those things. That is how you study. So the first question, how to study? Naturally, now was not the time to tell you how you start studying. So presuming that you have done a good job already, now this is how you should be studying. That now brings me to the next question, that is what to study. Now friends, when we come to what to study, yes, there is something like ABC analysis. Something like ABC analysis, something like which material to refer to. And I don't want you to make any material change in your strategy. But you can improvise whatever you have been doing in light of what I said today. This disclaimer is to be understood in the right spirit, like all the things that we are going to say are ultimately based on the exams which have so far happened. And you all know so far only 4 exams have happened. And naturally, therefore, nobody can ever certify that your next exam will be mirror image of this. But our experience has proved that these things are almost always right. So let us now go through what to study. First, the material. See, practically in all the subjects, all of you who have been JKSC students, please go through all the study materials that we have given because they are so exhaustive. They are prepared, keeping in mind so many materials, all institutes materials, plus the exams around the world where the syllabus part is common, or we have adapted some questions. So in all the subjects, without exception, I suggest JKSC books. You would have finished already, but in the revision also, quickly do it. The time that you should take should be now minimum, but go through it. In practical subjects, a few vital questions you must solve once again. In theory subjects, few vital questions you should start writing answers to them. So that is JKSC material. As far as ICAI material is concerned, except for law, costing, auditing, and IT subject, we suggest go through ICAI modules for other subjects also. As far as these 4 subjects are concerned, our material is basically so exhaustive that I do not think you need to go through ICAI material, and all the vital parts of ICAI module we have tried to incorporate in our material. Same thing applies in fact for other subjects also, but some sort of revision, some confidence building measure, like in accountancy, if a few questions you solve from ICAI module, you will get extra confidence. But otherwise, even in other subjects, you will not get anything significant to see in ICAI module that you are not seen in JKSC notes. Nevertheless, go through ICAI modules for these subjects, except these 4 things I told you: law, costing, auditing, and IT. This PPT presentation will be uploaded, so you can use the link below this and you'll be able to see it. Right now, enough for you to just pay attention. Then revisionary test papers of 4 exams plus your exam 5th. It is possible, I think Institute had issued RTP even for May 19 also, though the exam did not happen. So practically you have 6 RTP. But RTP substantially is repetition what they have done in past. But still in equivalent terms, out of 6 RTPs, at least you will be able to see 3 full RTPs, which are new things. I will suggest go through them and do it quickly. Then all ICAI mock test papers, you must go through them as well. As you will go through them, many questions would be such that you already have seen either in our material or in RTP or in JKSC test series. You will see it. Very few new things would also be there. So please go through them also. Additionally, after this is over, since 4 exams are over, and for all 4 exams, actual exam papers are in the public domain, I suggest go through them also. In fact, presuming that you have already studied reasonably well, I would say RTP mock test papers and last 4 examinations, actual papers, they become backbone of your preparation now. Because everything that you have studied will now revisit you, but now in terms of questions and answers. And that will build up your confidence, because every time you will see a question, you will be able to realize that yes, you know the answer, and that will add to your confidence like anything. So much about, friends, what to study. Now, what to study means this was about the material to refer to. But friends, in each subject, there is something like ABC analysis, which means in each subject, few chapters are most vital. Then the group of chapters little less vital. And then the group which are least vital chapters. In A category, most vital. The beauty of this is the number of chapters would be minimum and marks would be maximum. C category, exactly opposite. So in advance, I would like to say, I want you to do everything. If anybody tells you leave out something, he or she is misleading you. When I say ABC analysis, what I mean is, when you are limited time and unlimited demand for it, you first allocate your time to the maximum possible extent to A category, then to B, and then to C. Not that you ignore C, but C chapters are so simple that first of all, not much stake is there that they will ask or not. But even if they ask, because they are very simple, you anyway will be able to answer. A category chapters always decide what will happen to you. So focus heavily on A, then B, then C, but do not leave out anything. Let us quickly see for each paper what you should study. Let us first look at 2 accountancy papers, which is first paper of each of the 2 groups. Let us first see first paper, accountancy. You can see now, friends, A category. Right from May 2012 up to November 19, which was last exam, the marks distribution you can see, it was highest 83 marks for these chapters in November 18. Then 75, 16, 72, 85 also in one exam, 68, 58, even May 1953 and November 1960. Friends, you will understand this in the right spirit. Webinar like this, we are holding for the first time. But seminar we used to hold for every exam in past for last 20 years. Which means when first Inter CA exam happened in May 18, that time also we had shown this analysis of exams up to November 17. And you can see what happened in November 17 was mirror image of what happened even in May 18. November 18 further added, May 19 little reduction, and November 19 again 60 marks. This proves that institute is quite clear about the importance of these chapters. Notably, you can see accounting standards. In past examinations of IPCC, it used to be 12 marks, 16 marks, 19, 20, 23, 24, something like this. But Inter CA, if you see, May 18 onwards, 24, 35, 23, 15. That means it has ranged from 15 to 35. We can easily say about average 20, 25 marks. Always would be for this. Inter CA accounting standards, very easy, largely theory, few practical things, and without any help of anyone, just going through our material, you can put almost 20, 25 marks in your pocket. Focus heavily on that. Departmental accounts, Very small chapter, sorry, and every time question is asked. Branch also very important, though not always. Likewise, single entry, fire claim, very small chapter, very simple chapter, and you can see in all four Inter CA exams, it carried question of 10 marks. So is the case with investment accounts, extremely small chapter, though in May 19 it was 0, but other three exams, every time it was 10 marks. You can see redemption of debentures also, not very vital beyond a point, but you should study it. Likewise, you can see three chapters are in category B. PPI is very small chapters, very simple chapters. Though B category, I suggest you focus so that you can grab the marks fully. Let's come to C category. And you can see there are three chapters there also. One sec. This image can go so that I can see the marks. Yeah, thank you. You can see C category, company final accounts. They rarely ask the question 0, 0, 0, and suddenly 15 marks. Cash flow, sometimes 0, sometimes 10, again 0. Hire purchase also, it has ranged from 0 to 10 marks. Hence, I say never ignore anything, though the weightage of time can change. Let's come to accountancy, paper 5. And again, you can see there also category A. Again, you can see accounting standards. It has been that, it has ranged, if you look at the marks, from 21 marks right up to 32 marks. But last four exams, if you see, 25, 25, 27, 30. Friends, it means one more thing. Group 1 and Group 2 accountancy paper is like a driver paper, first paper. And two papers put together will give you easily about 45 to 55 marks accounting standards. And to study this, you will not require more than 20 hours now. I'm presuming that you have attended our lectures and you have studied once. Not even 20 hours, you will require much less. And you can put these 45 to 50 marks in your pocket. And once you secure this, you will score good marks in accountancy paper also. Look at amalgamation absorption, consistently very important chapter. Yes, 3 times they did not ask the question in past. But if you look at Inter CA last 4 exams, May 18 onwards, it is Inter CA. Then question is asked every time, even banking company every time, liquidation every time. This consolidation, that is holding company, we have written in the previous exams not applicable because that time that chapter was in final CA syllabus. But once it has entered Inter CA, you can see in every exam question has been asked, starting with 20 marks, then 10, 10, and 15. That means it's very important chapter. You all know it is a small chapter. It's very interesting chapter. And I suggest you all study well. So is the case with last partnership. So these are category A chapters. You can see one more thing in category A. There are practically 6 chapters in all. But look at the marks. In May 18, which was first Inter CA exam, practically 100 marks questions were only from this. In November 19, 97 marks. In May 19, 82 marks. And the last one I'm not able to see. If you can change this. Yes, and 80 marks. Friends, in every exam we have told the students, focus heavily on this. And every time we are proven practically absolutely right. So please focus on these chapters heavily. Coming to category B, there are just 3 chapters. And you can see like guidance notes, previously not applicable, and last 2 exams, 0. NBFC also, 10, 20, and after that 5, 5. And last company accounts also, including ESOPs and buyback, it is consistently 15, 15, 15, 20. You may say, if that is the case, why not category A? Friends, beyond a point, it is always your own judgment. You can always treat that as category A. But in any case, ESOP, buyback, etc., very small chapters. And therefore, you can grab the marks. Come to the next. Now you look at law paper. Then, company law 60 and other laws 40 marks. Entire company law practically is category A only. And it is difficult to have ABC analysis, etc. We suggest you study all the chapters. One more thing about company law you can see, that though they say 60 marks, you can see May 19 and November 19. Total happened to be only 57 marks. Yes, in the previous two exams, 78, 84. That only means that student would attempt something worth 60, balance would be optional. But in May 19 and November 19, even total did not reach 60. So beyond a point, breakup is not to be taken very seriously. But in law paper, whereas entire law is scoring small subject, but within law also I would say that business law is truly very small, very interesting and highly scoring. Though I would say entire law paper is going to be your driver paper. It will solve your aggregation problem because entire paper is scoring. And if you have actually seen all lectures of our faculty, I'm sure you will agree with me, absolutely. Look at other laws. Contract Act, you people have done in foundation. Negotiable Act, small act. General clauses and interpretation of statute, extremely small laws. In about 3 to 3.5 hours time, we finish in classroom condition also. And you get 5 or 7 or 6 marks there also. That means those two chapters extremely small. In fact, after today's webinar and before you can have dinner, if you revise these two chapters completely, 10 to 12 marks in your pocket instantly. In fact, you will have time to revise even negotiable instrument also. It will take not more than 2.5 to 3 hours to revise. So these three put together, you will be able to revise in maximum 5 to 6 hours. And you can see about 20 marks in your pocket. Contract Act, bit lengthy, but very interesting. You've done it once and consistently you can see May 12 onwards. Every time it has commanded good marks. So these 40 marks could be up for grab. This could be up for grab. Yes, this total and the previous total does not come up to complete 100 sometimes. That is because of some questions could be overlapping. So that much about second paper. Let's now come to third paper. You can see in second paper, we did not do ABC analysis. Everything is category A because we want you to score full marks here. Coming to third paper, costing. Bit lengthy paper, but if you look at category A, practically 9 chapters, and you can see almost entire paper is covered. Though in some cases they commanded only some 33 marks or so, but you can see your Inter CA exams, May 18 onwards, you can see 105 marks. That means virtually entire paper, 90 marks, 85 marks, and 95 marks. These are, again, very interesting chapters. The only chapter which you may not find very interesting is this, the employee cost. We call it labor cost control. Otherwise, all chapters are very interesting and marks would be truly up for grabs. Standard costing, marginal costing, material cost, overheads, contract, process, so interesting. And activity-based costing, stereotyped questions. If you take tonight 3 hours time, your chapter is revised and about 10 marks you can easily put in your pocket. So entire subject lengthy, but few chapters, very scoring and very manageable. Focus heavily on these, friends. Coming to B category and C, we have combined them. Remaining 4 chapters, and you can see the marks ranging from 9 right up to 30. So in the last exam also, 5 marks for budgetary, 5 marks for integral and reconciliation, 15 marks for operating costing, we call it service costing, and 5 marks for joint product byproduct. Whereas, as I told you, I always say all chapters vital, but category A is going to be your lifeline. We now come to the next paper. Taxation, it is in 2 parts, that is IDT, GST 40% and 60 marks DT. I would always say GST means marks for grab, marks on a platter, very small syllabus, revise it fast, do it thoroughly, see all the flowcharts, all the summary questions, and ensure that you get out of 40 only something around 35 or little more than that. This GST is going to be a big gift to you from CA Institute. 60 marks DT, syllabus is bit vast, a few chapters very vital, and focus on that. Let's come to ABC analysis. You can see in category A, I have put GST first. And then you look at DT below that. DT, assessment procedures, capital gain, and total income computation. If you just see this, you can look at the marks. Of course, there would be some optional things also out of this, but a good student studying this much will get passing marks only from these 4 things. Of course, the trick you understand that when I say computation of total income, practically that covers all 5 heads of income. It covers carry forward provision. It covers section, 8I deductions, everything. But you should study that. Then few chapters in category B and a big list of chapters in category C. So that is ABC analysis for paper 4. That marks the end of first group also. Second group, first paper already we have seen. We now come to audit paper 6. In audit, this is the bifurcation. First 4 chapters, company audit, risk assessment and internal control, and the audit of items of financial statements and audit of different types of entities. These things command good marks ranging from 40 to 62. Focus heavily. Similarly, in category B, some chapters and few chapters in also category C. You can see I spoke in the beginning A and C. A also 4 chapters, C also 4 chapters. But look at the marks difference. That is why we call some chapters category A chapters and some category C chapters. Basically, this is scoring paper. Focus heavily, please. It doesn't take long time also. In classroom condition also, we teach in about 40-45 hours. Your revision will take not more than 15 to 20 hours, and you can score good marks. Coming to the next paper, there is IT, we call it Enterprise Information System, and SM. In this paper, 50 marks each. In IT, there are 5 chapters in all. MCQs also are being asked, case study based. And all 5 chapters very vital. Questions are always asked on each of these chapters. I would suggest every chapter is important. But since you have to remember so many things by heart, I would always suggest you can allot. Supposing you want to give in all 30 hours to IT, then study daily 1 hour, 1 hour, 10 minutes. Study on a cumulative basis so that right up to the end, you are in touch with the subject and you will be able to definitely remember the subject very well. As far as SM is concerned, really scoring, there are some 8 chapters in all. Questions are asked every time on all 8 chapters, and you will have to focus heavily. All these 8 chapters are very simple, matter of common sense. Yes, sometimes a bad teacher makes the subject far more difficult than what it is, but this subject is very interesting, completely a matter of common sense. Go through the module and meaning our material, and you will find it very interesting. A good student can get out of these 50 marks only more than 40 marks. I'm sure about it. So that much about paper 7. Coming to paper 8 last, which is 60 marks financial management and 40 marks is your economics. Financial management, these are the chapters which are most vital, and the questions are asked every time. You can see capital budgeting. Very surprisingly, but out of 4 exams which have happened in Inter CA, out of 4, unfortunately, 3 times, they have not asked the question. In November 17, when we held seminar for May 18, I had personally told the students, focus on capital budgeting. But I'm ready to say that yes, we were proven wrong. And in May 18, they did not ask anything. I still told the students they did not ask, but you study. In November 18, we were proven right. But again, thereafter, they have not asked. A negative-minded student may think that, okay, since they have not asked twice, third time also they will not ask. A good student always will think that such vital chapter, twice they have not asked. That means in next exam, surely you will see a question, and that too not less than 10 to 12 marks. I would suggest do it well. But capital budgeting has one more part, that is risk analysis. Very first exam, it carried question of 22 marks. So we were proven very right. This chapter was previously in final CA, and now 22 marks. After that, but only 5 marks, 4 marks, and 0. I would still say do it well. Even dividend policy, 5 marks, very small chapter, very simple formulas to be used, like Walter's approach, etc. And you get full marks in no time. Investment decisions, it is some sort of capital budgeting again. So please heavily focus on category A chapters. You will get your passing marks, 40 out of this 60. 40 is for entire paper, but you will get 40 out of this 60 only. So friends, focus on category A. Category B chapters are relatively simple, but not very vital. Category C also you can see, cash budget, very simple. Many a times it carried 0 marks. Last exam it was 10. Management of inventory, only in May 12 they asked one question of 2 marks, never thereafter. But the reason you know friends, this chapter is there in costing paper also, and there we discuss this category A chapter where question is asked every time. So much about financial management. Coming to last part, economics. I would say all 4 chapters are most vital. All 4 chapters command questions. You can see the last exam, very balanced question paper. In 2 chapters, 12 marks. In 2 chapters, 14 marks. Very interesting subject. Normally, I would say practical subjects students like very much. My suggestion would be economics, very small subjects. You'll be able to finish revision in 15 to 20 hours. And you can put 40 marks or 35 marks in your pocket. So friends, this is the ABC analysis of all your 8 papers. Now, something about time management. And as I told you, time management, what JKC will do, and your mental attitude. Let me just show one small slide first, and then we focus on this. You see, friends, today onwards, I'm counting, in fact, tomorrow onwards. You have 32 days up to 28th of October, and 29th to 1st, we give you time to study first paper. In 32 days, minimum you have to study for 14 hours a day. In fact, nothing is more. You can study 15 hours, nothing like that. When it's a question of your whole career and just 32 days, why not to go all out? And out of 24 hours, 7 hours for sleeping, maybe 2 hours for lunch, dinner, etc., 9 hours for yourself, and 15 hours for your career. But under any circumstances, it must be at least 14 and it must not go below 14 hours. That gives you roughly 450 hours of study time now. Whereas I hope and believe all of you have been preparing for both the groups. You should have been preparing. Some of you were due in May and they got extra bonus of 6 months. So they must be anyway going for both the groups. They were ready for May exam. So practically for them, everything is revision. They can go for a big kill. And even for the people who were due for the first time in this November, we always say prepare always for both the groups. You get aggregate benefit. But in any case, now is not the time to take this decision. If you have taken decision of both the groups, trust me, that is the most right decision you have taken. But if you have chosen only one group, good luck to you. I do not say decision is right, but I do say it is not right time now to change it. So then single group, all right. Presuming that you are going for both the groups, we have written allocation of 450 hours. This you may say in 65 hours, how to do accountancy. Friends, this is not first time you are studying. First time in classes, that is videos. Second time revision, test. So this is practically trailer on a trailer of a movie. 65 hours, much more than sufficient that way. Law same way, 40 hours and so on. Internal, you can always make adjustment according to your own SWOT analysis, your strength, your weaknesses, but largely this can be the breakup. If you are preparing for only one group, then accordingly you can, increase the time. Whereas we have given some ideal situation, you can always change it the way you need. One thing you must have observed that some subjects will take less time, so we have given less time. Some practical subjects may require little more time, we have given more time, but you can always change it the way you want. So much about your time management. That is 450 hours total, minimum 14 hours daily, and subject-wise allocation we have given. You can make your own decision. So much about when to study. Now, friends, we come to the last two parts. One is your mental attitude, other is what JKSC will do. Friends, as far as JKSC is concerned, we are what we are because of you students. We are nothing without you. You have always stood by us through thick or thin, and therefore we will leave no stone unturned to stand behind you like a solid rock. We have done whatever we could have done, that is video lectures, doubt solving, timetable we gave, the test papers we kept, weekly test, etc., other test series, webinars, mentors were there who were in touch with you almost every week. Helpline was there. This helpline, mentors, all these things will still continue. That is point number one. Helpline is 24/7. My suggestion would be that you stick to the helpline. Don't try to directly contact anyone, otherwise you will be confused. This is very high level exam where on a particular point always there are two opinions possible and you will end up getting confused. Some people may misguide you. So stick to our helpline whenever you have any doubt. Point number one. But make use of helpline. Any doubt and any difficulty, we are always there with you. Number one. The test series is still going on. I'm sure all of you are taking advantage of it. I have told you in past, even if you are not fully prepared for a particular test, still go and sit, because this is not your real exam. This is net practice. You get compulsory study time. You will be able to get writing practice. You will get to know where you can possibly go wrong. And our faculties discuss the paper thereafter also. So please ensure that you always sit for the test that we conduct. Additionally, what we have decided to do for all of you. So helpline test, very normal. Additionally, all those who are JKSE students, I repeat, for JK Shah classes students of all 61 branches across 22 cities, there is what is coming out is a comprehensive revision of all 8 papers and 11 subjects, which is completely comprehensive but complementary. You don't have to pay anything. The details will be shared with you, but very soon, it could be as early as 1st October or so, and we would be giving you comprehensive revision completely free of charge for all JKSE students, all 8 papers and all 11 subjects. But friends, your time is the most precious thing. I would suggest you should spend your time on only those revision lectures where you feel you need some help. Just because it is available free of charge, you don't need to go, because your time is not free. So need-based, please see it. And it will be at your disposal, so do not worry about it. That is for JKSE students. For other people, naturally, these free of charge things we cannot offer. But as you must be aware, JKSE Online is a separate vertical where at a very reasonable price, considering ground realities. Like if you're doubt in a particular chapter, at 99 rupees chapter is available. Any subject, any chapter. Like your doubt in holding company chapter, 99 rupees. Your doubt in interpretation of statute, 99 rupees. Just go and see it. You want any subject, just 999 rupees. An entire revision course, it is 9999. It is practically the fast track batch, some sort of rapid revision, and you can go for it. So JKSE students, free of charge revision is soon coming. For non-JKSE students watching this, they can go to JK Shah Online and take what they want at a very affordable price. So this is what we are doing for you: the helpline, the test, the revision. And the helpline is there right up to the end of the exam. So even on the day of exam, we are available 24/7, and you can use our ability to help you. Now, friends, having said everything, the last stage of our webinar today, and which is the most vital stage also. I always say CA exam is largely a mind game. 50% positive attitude and 50% planned efforts. This will help you get through the exam with flying colors. Yes, 8 papers, 11 subjects, pandemic situation, all throughout, the things not very encouraging, and still you have to prepare for it. Many a times you will start developing self-doubt, whether I remember this, that, and so on. Friends, there is only one medicine for all these problems which are there, then the cure of those problems. And if problems are not there, then prevention of those problems. That single medicine is positive mental attitude. You convince your mind that you want to pass this exam. So no difficulty is big enough to stop you. And this strong reason that you want to pass the exam is sufficient to push you. And no matter what difficulties lie ahead, you will keep going very well if your mind is very positive. So always keep positive attitude. When I say 15 hours, if your mind is positive, you're convinced about your objective of passing this wonderful exam. Remember, friends, this is second last serious exam of your life. After this, you are just one step away from being parallel to me and to 3 lakhs chartered accountants. You will get this powerful August qualification if you just handle these 32 days well. These days will be game changer for you and make your career forever. Friends, once you become CA, you have working life of almost about 35 to 38 years. And what happens to you in those 35 to 38 years depends on what you do now for next 32 days. Behave well, put your best foot forward, and enjoy the fruit. You will be able to make your career. I want all of you to remember this pandemic condition, not for the havoc that it created, not for the problems it created, not for the economy that it destroyed, not for the exam that it postponed, but the fact that you people could clear the exam in this pandemic situation. Despite such difficult time, you could raise your head and you could prove a point. That is what you should remember this period for unlimited time to come. Do not keep complaining that condition is like this all throughout at home. 2-3 times I told CS students in last few months that lockdown and getting confined to home is nothing new for students. 37 years back, when I appeared for my final CA, or maybe 39 years back when I appeared for my inter CA, I was also in lockdown condition. I was also confined to one room. I was also studying for 14, 15 hours a day. And so is the case with every chartered accountant that you know. Some of you must be such that your parents are chartered accountants. Ask them, is it that they passed because of luck? No. They also studied. They were also confined to a particular room. They also spent long hours to study. And that's why you see the fruit of that efforts. So friends, keep your attitude very positive. Have strong determination, a burning desire, or a mad obsession to pass the exam. This exam is not that tough. A determined human being can climb insurmountable mountains also. CA exam is no match. It is practically nothing. Practically, people have created hype about the type of exam that not many pass and it is so tough and so on. Believe me, it is tough, but not as tough as it is believed to be. And whenever you want to achieve something, look at the people who have already achieved it. And first convince yourself that you can also do it just as those human beings could do it. So friends, the success is within your reach. It is your right attitude which will see you through. With positive attitude, you will always achieve more than what you are supposed to. I say 14 hours, try 15 hours. Some of you will be able to make it 16 hours also. Also, use your time judiciously. In each of the two groups, there are some subjects which are small in volume but high on scoring. Look at in both the papers accounting standards, then entire law paper, then GST, and in costing those 6-7 chapters. Audit, entire subject. In ITSM, SM is a low-lying fruit. FM Eco is low-lying fruit. First try those things. Even study time also, first finish up these things. Revise quickly. Look at the marks. Roughly 50 marks for accounting standards, 100 marks law, 150, 40 marks GST, 190, 100 marks audit, 290, 50 marks this thing, SM. And you can see 40 marks economics. When you see this, almost half of Inter CA revision is over. But this will take maximum 25 to 30% of the total time that you have. But 50% revision, 50% of the portion cover. Then costing those few chapters. Then FM those few chapters. Then IT, and then accountancy. So judiciously allocate your time. The subject which takes minimum time and gives maximum marks, finish it first. SM 50 marks, you will be able to put in your pocket in 15 to 16 hours of study, which means if you agree to study tomorrow only for 15 hours, in one day, your SM will be over. And you will feel now you have to revise only 750 marks work. Economics, about 15-20 hours. So little more than a day after tomorrow. And you will be able to finish it. Law, about maximum 2 working days, you will be able to complete it entirely. This way, go on doing it. But when you do it, your attitude should be positive and you should be completely convinced that you will be able to do it, you can do it, and you have to do it. You do not have the luxury of claiming sympathy and failing. You don't require anybody's sympathy. Nobody will sympathize with you, but everybody will congratulate you when you pass, and you will be able to pass if you control yourself well. Many people have been asking me whether November exam will happen or not. Yes, it will happen. But in any case, I want you to think it will happen and start preparing. Yes, many people put forward arguments. Do not go by it. Institute is well geared up to conduct the exam, come what may. They have made elaborate arrangement for every eventuality. So I'm very well convinced that exam is going to happen. So do not lower your guards thinking that it will not happen. It is going to happen and you prepare for it. Secondly, if you have some doubts, difficulties, take help of JK Shah classes. Even if you are not JKSC students, helpline is for all India, all students. Make use of it. What matters to us is your success, and our career is to make your career. And therefore, please do it. All throughout positivity. Never allow negative thought to cross your mind. Never speak to the people who can instill negativity in your mind. Never speak to a friend who could only be crying and saying that he is not prepared and he is not confident, and keep these people at arm's length. You deserve the people who can only make you stronger in your resolve to pass the exam. If I could do it, if so many chartered accountants could do it, believe me, you will do it. Inter CA exam is fairly manageable. Yes, it is not like BCom exam. It will not be a cakewalk, but it is not doing some impossible thing. So believe in yourself and do it. Positivity can push the human being to the highest possible limit and achieve the things which were seemingly impossible to achieve. The people who succeed are not always the people who were cleverest, but surely they were the people who believed in themselves and who thought who could do it. The people who fail are not necessarily the people who deserve to fail, but they never believed in themselves. So my appeal to all my dear friends would be, believe in yourself. You can do it. If so many people have done it, why can't you do it? And you have already passed foundation exam. That is where CA Institute has given you a certificate that you are fit enough to do CA course. When even CA Institute believes in you, why don't you believe in yourself? So positivity is the key. And I told you this is mind game, because human brain, human mind is more fertile than most fertile land on earth. If you plant positive things will grow. Negative things, then negative things will grow. Choice is yours. So banish the thought of ever failing. Kill the very idea that one can fail and focus only on positivity. You all have heard of Helen Keller. Shortly after she was born, she became blind, so she could not see, she could not speak, she could not hear. And yet, on every page of a history, her name is written prominently. She has proven that a determined human being can achieve anything. And human beings are defeated only if human beings accept defeat as a reality. Unless and until you accept defeat, you will not be defeated. CA exam is nothing, believe me. And I always say in every webinar, there are three kinds of human beings. One, who makes it happen. Two, who watches other person make it happen. And three, a person is clueless about what is happening. You have to belong to the first category and make it happen. After all, such a big opportunity is there. Opportunity is knocking at your door. Don't complain of noise. The opportunities is in terms of getting a very big qualification called Chartered Accountancy. Yes, this is second last exam. There is still one more exam. But pass this and believe me, you are going to be Chartered Accountant, because having cleared two obstacles or two exams, third you are going to manage. Not that it is easy, but you have strength to manage that. But currently, you need to pass this. Friends, so much hard work you have never done. You never needed to do this for any exam in past. But then also remember, friends, if you wish to have something which you never have had, then you must be prepared to do something which you have never done. This is a question of your career. This is the main event, not a rehearsal. Keep your date with the destiny and prove a point. When you enter the exam hall previous day, revise very well. Don't allow negative thought to cross your mind. Don't do anything new. On the day of exam, control yourself. Sleep well also. 15 minutes time that you get, before the exam starts, choose your questions very well. Decide the priority. ABC analysis again. And in first 1 hour, take up only those 2 questions with which you are most comfortable and go all out, secure full marks. Then second 1 hour, few questions. Third 1 hour, few questions. A good student secures passing 40 marks in first 1 hour, about 25 marks in second 1 hour, about 10-15 marks in third 1 hour. This total goes up to 75 to 80. And then depending on your caliber, ability, etc. Some students out of this lose 10% marks, some lose 15, some lose 20. But in any way, you don't go below 55, 60 if you are convinced about your ability and if you have done the job well. Even if you come across a question in the exam which you don't know, leave it and focus on the other things. Don't allow negative thoughts. Some students start thinking the exam only. That, oh yeah, this is gone, now I will have to prepare for next May. That thought must never cross your mind, come what may. Institute has yet to come out with the exam where student cannot comfortably secure 40, 50 marks. It all is in your hand, how well you choose the questions and how well you control your mind in the exam. Remain focused. Forget about everything that time and do your job. Once exam is over, come out of the exam hall. Do not discuss anything with anyone. Do not make self-evaluation. Simply start preparing for the next exam as if next exam is the first exam again. If your first exam performance is good, it will automatically help you for the next exam. But God forbid, even if it is not good, don't worry. Don't presume that you will fail. Institute has very scientific way of examining the papers. I am saying this because I have been examiner for so many years in past. It's very scientific method. No matter what some people have made you believe, that institute makes mistakes, this, that. I have no comment on this, but I can easily say it is most scientific method. Yes, human beings, sometimes mistakes could have happened, but very scientific method. So do not make any self-evaluation. Believe me, my dear friends, if any particular paper you find tough, it means all are finding it tough across India. And institute also knows it. Do your best. Something like grace marks, easy checking, etc., etc. But justice is always done to the students. The paper you find difficult, everybody will find difficult. So do not bother about that and just prepare for the next exam. So all in all, friends, in the conclusion, I would say, you have done well so far. The toughest situation was these few months, and you have almost faced the situation with great amount of bravery and confidence. Now it is fast, we are reaching finishing line. Do not give up. Do not kill the fruit of it. Go all out. Take advantage of our caliber, our ability to help you. We are there 24/7. But most vital, believe in yourself. Remember, friends, because you wanted to do CA, your parents stood by you. Your parents believed in you. Your parents supported you. We have done whatever we possibly could have done, and we continue to do whatever we can. But ultimately, friends, you have to play the game. And we are so proud of you. We are so confident that you will make it. All that is needed is positive attitude, professional approach to study, control your mind, make all judicious decisions, use time so well, Remember, these 32 days are going to be game changer. Every moment has a cost if you lose it. So put every moment to best possible use and make a history that you could do it despite the toughest situation around you. Friends, do something which will make everybody happy. Your parents would be proud of you. You will be proud of you and make us also proud of you. Thank you so much, friends, and all the very best always. I am sure you are going to make it. Thank you. And once again, all the best. My special thanks to all the parents who were watching this. Thank you once again.